Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's another bit of insight into what really goes on in the banking sector and finances behind the scenes when you're trying to buy stuff, particularly with technology changes. Morning, everybody. Worth emphasising what Charlie was saying there about this is paying for fuel with your card at the pump, so not when you pop into the shop once you've filled up your tank. Now, the way it works is when you pay at the pump, you put your card in the machine and you pre-enter your PIN. I don't think my PIN's coming up on there. And you pre-authorise a certain amount of money. Now, at the moment, it's £1 that they take off your card, off your bank account. Now, that's just to make sure the card is working. So it's temporarily taken off £1. Now, the card issuers like Visa and MasterCard have changed the system so it pre-authorises enough to make sure you can pay for your fuel. So in some cases, it can be as much as £99. Now, once you've filled up, you'll be charged whatever you actually put in. So let's say it's 35 quid. That will then be taken out of the account, and the rest of it will stay in your account and return in. So in theory, only £35 will be taken out. But not everyone has brought in this new system yet. And there's been a few problems at Asda, which is one of the companies that has been trying it at a few stores around the country. But overnight, it's pulled the scheme for now, suspended it, after customers complained about the delays in getting the cash back into their account. So are there other companies likely to see similar problems to this? Well, let's have a chat to Martyn James, consumer expert at Resolver, helps people make complaints against big companies. Martyn, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, pre-authorisation, that's a good bit of financial jargon, but it's a key part of this whole process. What is the point of it?
So it does sound really complicated at first, but actually we've all been used to pre-authorisation for quite some time. If you've been to a hotel, if you've hired a car, it's where they freeze a certain amount of money on your card. It shouldn't leave your card, it just means that you can't spend it until the transaction's completed.
Yeah, and so, you know, Asda have said here, you know, the money doesn't ever actually go to Asda. MasterCard, Visa, the likes of those companies will actually hold the money, ring-fence it, until they know exactly how much you can pay and whether you can afford it. But surely to any customer, if you can't spend it while they're holding it, it's as good as gone out of the account.
Well, absolutely. This is a problem that's been around for a long, long time. It's just the way that we're using pre-authorisation now has changed and it's becoming a little bit more common. The issue here is the fact that the money is supposed to go back the minute the transaction has finished. Now, the banking system's quite old and creaky, and some banks simply aren't able to do that straight away. There's no excuse for this not happening in this day and age, I should say. And also, as well, people aren't being warned if their cards are going to be pre-authorised, which means you don't have the choice to actually go to a manned petrol pump or indeed to take your business elsewhere.
So how do you know if you've got a problem with this? Do you need to be checking your bank statements or your online latest balances online on your apps?
It's always worthwhile double-checking just to see what your actual credit balance is. That will automatically remove any pre-authorised amount.
When you say credit balance?
That's any balance on your account, be it your authorised overdraft or just simply the amount of cash that you have aroused. Now, if you feel that something's been taken from your account that shouldn't have gone or something's been frozen, the quickest way to get your money back is to speak to your bank or your card provider and ask them to credit you with that sum just while the problem's sorted out.
Okay.
But that's a temporary fix, and really the industry needs to come up with a much more efficient way to deal with this, or we'll be talking about it again in a few months.
Well, yeah, this has been a trial at least at Asda, and they've stopped that for now. The idea of this, though, that we're going to see more pre-authorisation as we do things more automated. They do it to check you've got enough money to pay for what you've got. But are there cards out there? If you've got a very simple bank account with no overdraft, for example, are there some banks and some cards that won't let you use a prepaid pump?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there are some cards that are specifically for people who might be in financial difficulties or have benefits paid into their account that don't allow overdrafts, don't allow you to go overdrawn, and also will be preventing you from using a pre-authorisation system. Now, this potentially creates a two-tier system where the poorer you are, the less likely you are to actually get access to a lot of these automated systems. And I think this is something we're all going to have a look at so people aren't excluded in the future.
Interesting. Martyn, thank you very much. Martyn James there from Resolver, the website. Very interesting one to see how that plays out if more supermarkets do it, and how those other banks who don't at the minute allow certain customers to use these prepaid pumps, how they will act.
Shows how important trials are, doesn't it? Thanks very much, Sean.